This video breaks down how you can create more success in both your personal and professional life by putting solid systems in place. We'll explore the thinking behind systems, why they matter so much, and the difference between people who rely on systems and people who just wing it. Then, in the second half, I'll share 5 specific systems you can add to your life that can massively increase your chances of reaching whatever success looks like for you. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Ali, a former doctor turned entrepreneur and the author of Feel Good Productivity. On this channel, we explore books, ideas, strategies, and tools that help us build financial freedom, design our lives intentionally, and create a life we actually enjoy. If that sounds useful, consider subscribing. All right, let's get into it. Why we need systems. Most of us are working towards something we call success. But what does that even mean? People define success differently. But generally, you can think of yourself as successful if you're working toward goals that genuinely matter to you. It also matters how you pursue those goals. If you're obsessively focused on one area of life while destroying your health, relationships, and well-being along the way, that's a pretty hollow version of success. There's also the enjoyment factor. You could end up with the dream house, the impressive job, or a huge business, but if the journey there felt miserable, the destination won't feel nearly as rewarding as you imagined. To reach goals, we take actions. When we take the right actions consistently over time, our chances of success go up. A balanced life means having goals across different areas: work, health, relationships, and personal interests. And enjoyment comes from how we approach the process, being playful, staying sincere rather than overly rigid, caring about progress without being obsessed with outcomes, and choosing goals that come from genuine interest instead of external pressure. Here's the key idea. When you build systems into your life, you're far more likely to take consistent action, maintain balance, and actually enjoy the process. What is a system? A system is a collection of connected actions or processes that reliably lead to a specific outcome. Those actions might look like routines, workflows, or checklists, but at the end of the day, they're all just structured steps that produce predictable results. When you build systems into your personal and professional life, you reduce randomness. Instead of relying on motivation or mood, you rely on structure. That structure makes success far more repeatable. Look at high-stakes fields. Aviation runs on checklists and protocols. Medicine runs on structured methods for diagnosis and treatment. Even highly experienced professionals rely on systems. They've just internalized them so deeply that the process feels automatic. The same is true in business. Marketing systems, sales systems, finance systems, operation systems. Systems are what turn chaos into consistency, and there's no reason we can't apply the same thinking to our personal lives. Yes, building a system takes more effort up front, but once it's in place, it removes friction, reduces decision fatigue, and makes progress much easier to maintain. Why systems work in real life? When you train without a plan, results are random. When you follow a structured training program, progress becomes predictable. The difference isn't motivation, it's the presence of a system. The same applies to business. Sales without a process are messy and inconsistent. Sales with scripts, follow-ups, and defined responses to objections become repeatable and scalable. Systems reduce guesswork. They turn success from something you hope for into something you can engineer. 5. Types of systems that can change your life. 1. Goal-setting system. Without a system, goals tend to be vague and short-lived. People set intentions, drift for a while, then give up and move on to the next idea. With a system, goal setting becomes a regular process. Reflect, decide, plan, review. A solid goal system helps you clarify long-term direction, define short-term priorities, review progress consistently, This keeps you focused on goals you genuinely care about rather than goals you've picked up from society, family, or old versions of yourself. 2. Time management system. Every goal requires time, energy, and focus. Time is the foundation. You only get a fixed number of hours each week, and most of them are already spoken for. People who make progress don't find time. They intentionally schedule what matters. A strong time system usually includes time blocking, putting important activities directly into your calendar, prioritization, choosing what matters most when time is limited, reflection, reviewing how your time was actually spent and adjusting accordingly. This turns time from something that disappears into something you deliberately invest. 3. Health system, your health OS. Without a system, health habits are random. Sleep happens when it happens. Meals are improvised. Exercise depends on mood. With a health system, the basics run on autopilot. Consistent sleep and wake times, default meals or meal routines, scheduled workouts. You don't have to be perfect. You just need a set of defaults you follow most of the time. When health is systemized, energy, mood, and productivity improve across every area of life. 4. Relationship system. Strong relationships don't maintain themselves automatically, especially once life gets busy. Simple systems protect what matters. Weekly date nights, regular relationship check-ins, planned time with friends, scheduled holidays, reminders for birthdays and important dates. These systems remove guesswork and reduce the chance that relationships slowly fade just because work and responsibilities take over. 5. Personal finance system. Money decisions are emotional. Systems turn them into structure. A personal finance system might look like automatic savings, automatic investing, automatic bill payments, automatic tax set-asides. When this runs on autopilot, you don't have to rely on willpower or mood. You decide once, set it up, and let the system handle the rest. That's how people make steady financial progress over time. Final thought: success isn't about motivation. It's about building systems that make progress inevitable. When you stop relying on how you feel and start relying on structure, everything changes. Success is hard until you build systems like this.